Coming up on this episode of Solution Based Community presents the Get Together. Stop snitching.
You ever wake up, sit on the toilet, and then your legs is numb because you've been sitting there for like a whole hour scrolling?
Yeah, you see something on a post where there's arguing going on a post. Next thing you know, you're reading comments. Then you caught up checking back to see what was said. So yeah, I don't think anybody intends to get on and stay on. But once you get on, you get caught up.
You can present yourself to be whoever the heck you want to be on social media. And how people will view it is based off of what you put on there.
There are great things that have come from social media, and there are people who do not know how to balance their life with their entertainment. But if there was no social media, you would still have that issue.
But do you think that we spend too much time with this shit?
Everything lined up except for that $20 you owe me.
Can you take this and put this in the
Some bullshit. You better press rewind, bastard.
It's already on there.
You better press rewind. Press rewind. That's all you gotta do.
It's all there.
The crazy thing about it,
you gotta turn the volume up. That's what you gotta do.
The crazy. This is the Looney Tunes.
You out here owing people money, man. That's terrible.
This is the Looney Tunes shit right here, Terry. Right? He is physically there throughout the editing process, and he don't even know he owed me $20. But that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I done went through it a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, go through it a couple more.
I am expressly familiar with it. So, welcome back, family, to another episode of the Solution Based Community Podcast. This is Together. I'm your man, K-I-N-G King, and with me, as always, is my brother, the Elder Herb. What's good, bro?
Peace, man. I might have a little attitude tonight, but peace.
I understand when you owe people money, that's how that go.
How you got that on? Go ahead.
Now, today's episode is all about social media snitching. Are we telling too much on ourselves? Are we snitching on ourselves? We need to stop snitching, man. Are we putting too much out there? Has social media become a benefit or has it become a hindrance? And to get into that, we got some great community members as always. First up, drug and alcohol counselor and lead community advocate Terry Collins is in the house today. Peace, my brother.
Peace.
What's up with you? Happy to be here.
Peace. Happy to have you, man.
Absolutely. Next up in the field of education for the past several years, we have Janice in the building. Peace, Queen.
Hello. I'm happy to be here. Hey, y'all.
Happy to have you, Queen.
Right. And last but not least, great friend of the show, my girl Portia is back in the building. What up, Portia?
Yo, I'm telling you, that last time you were on here, the boy was pregnant. Well, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Happy life.
You know.
What we got, Kay?
All right, now don't forget you can catch this in every episode of the Solution Based Community Podcast on our new website, www.solutionbasedcommunity.com. Log on, check out all of the videos, all of the content, or hit the links and tune in on your favorite podcast platform. Elder Herb.
Peace.
My brother.
What up, Kay?
How you feeling about this social media, man?
You know what? I'm torn, man. I'm torn. All right, let me tell you. I got to tell you a quick story. I actually wrote it. It's not a long story, but it's a long. I jotted some shit down.
Pre-story.
I jotted some shit down on the
paper. You do good.
Hey, listen, do me a favor, King. Mute Terry. I don't like his voice. I don't like his voice right now.
We know how you get with your stories.
So check it. During the Emancipation Proclamation, right? Once that was signed. No, seriously, these is factual shit. Once that was signed by Abraham Lincoln, then he was assassinated. He had somebody take over. His successor, right? Andrew Johnson and his administration made it illegal for us to fish or hunt for food, right? Made it illegal for us to own land, and also made it illegal for us to use vocational skills outside of the plantation we belong to. All right. Now, there's a book by the name of White Rage that was written by a young lady named Carol Anderson, right? She said, now I'm going off of what her book says, you know what I mean? And she's a professor. Her book says that this actual president, Mr. Johnson, said this, quote, "This is a country for white men. And by God, as long as I am president, it shall be a government for white men. All right. So now, watching Judas and the Messiah, me and my wife, we went away, you know, to a little spot, you know what I mean, just watch this movie just to get the hell away from the kids and shit. I understood like a little bit about this shit before it happened, but there's some shit that I learned, you know what I'm saying? The strategic approach, how white folk use people that look like you and I to really infiltrate this movement that was beneficial to our community, right? So now, with that being said, when I was looking at it and I'm like looking and saying like, yo, this dude, I did not know, I swear to God, I did not know Hampton was 21 years old. I did not know Hampton was 21 years old. So the movie went off, I looked at my wife, I said, yo, you see what a young man can do without social media? The Washington Post. Now I know y'all listen to white folk. I know y'all listen to white folks. I'm gonna quote some white people for y'all. So that was just shots fired. I just wanted to spray the Uzi shots all around.
He did say he wasn't going to be in a good mood.
So check it. Listen, the Washington Post, an article in the Washington Post stated that adults have been using screen time for at least 3.5 hours per day surfing the internet.
That's it.
At least, no, they said adults at least. Now some use it more, some use it less.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised it's even at least
3.5. Real facts. Now, the reason why I just gave that long ass spiel. The reason why I did that is for one, just to feel like I know some shit. You know what I mean? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Terry, you know, come on, man. Look at your beard. But look, anyway. What? Anyway, anyway, dog. I'll just say that just to be funny. But the reason why I put all this shit together, man, is just for us to be cautious about what we doing, what we saying, and what, like, you don't think these, first of all, the information, sometimes when I go to sign applications or sign something up and shit, it already put it on there. So my information is already on there. You know what I mean? Second of all, you got people who just put too much information, and it's be like, yo, I ain't got shit to do. Don't tag me in this bullshit. You talking about, yeah, because such and such, and he seeing you over there. Watch, I'm going to tag him in there and see it. I ain't see shit. Untag me. I don't know how to untag, but somebody untag this shit. I call my kids down. Somebody untag.
Better know how to untag.
I don't know that
shit. Can get you into some trouble.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna ask the first question. I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna put it on me. I usually throw the shit to Cam. I'm gonna put it on me. All right. I'm assuming we all use the internet, right? Yes or no?
Right.
We all use the internet, surf the internet.
We are on the internet right now.
It's AK. See, this is why
it is 2021. Just so you know,
I wouldn't give a shit. Just tell your beard that. Tell your beard that it's 2020.
Beard.
Listen. Tell your beard the ball dropped and it's 2021. All right, Trump is no longer our president, and we don't have to inject bleach into our veins to get rid of the coronavirus.
Oh my God.
So, all right. So look, what sites do you see yourself surfing the most? What sites do you see yourself surfing the most?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'll let the ladies answer first.
Come on, yeah. She about to say, I know she go to dingaling.com. But go ahead. Go ahead. You so nasty. You
don't leave the porn sites out.
Yeah. Go ahead, Portia.
I can't. I would say I did find myself more often on Facebook a lot more often than I actually wanted to. I get caught in that rabbit hole of just scrolling and looking and finding other people, and then somebody posts something and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look, and then especially when it's some gossip and juice, right? I'm gonna read everybody else's business on myself. Like that. But you know, it is. Gotcha. It's something that you can get caught in, and you go down that rabbit hole of stories and people timelines and everything else like that. So that's one thing I did more recently. Took a break. My account's still up, but I don't have the app anymore on my phone because it just became too much. I found myself, first thing I'm doing, I pick up my phone, subconsciously going to Facebook, and just scrolling. I'm like, wait. And then when I really actually realized, I'm like, I'm on Facebook. Why? Right. And so I had to just disconnect from it altogether and just give myself a break, because that was the main thing between Facebook and Snapchat. It became too bad. And so
Snapchat.
I
Y'all
haven't
gonna
heard
teach
much
me
about
that shit.
Snapchat in a while.
Yeah, y'all gonna teach me about that shit.
Well, a lot of people are on TikTok. My mom just got on TikTok. Lord help me. I get text messages every day now. But
Yeah, new way.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That is some hilarious information.
My son
I'm
was telling me
over it.
about TikTok. I was like, what?
Yeah, I can't.
Boy.
My Snap is just for me because I like the filters on it. So I just take a lot of pictures and record myself
Says
singing.
every lady.
With
Says
the
every
lashes.
woman.
I see you, girl, with the lashes and the
Right? You be like,
yeah.
it has some good filters. But
Wow.
Hope you ain't do
that's the
that
only time
silhouette
I'll be on-
challenge.
Huh?
I hope you ain't do that silhouette challenge.
Oh, no. I don't do things like that. I'm a
No, I need to try that one
young
out too.
lady.
You need to,
They hacked the hell out of that joint.
yeah, I heard they can remove the red filter or whatever.
Yep, the
Yeah,
filter.
did you hear about this Herb?
No.
This goes to your point, brother.
What's that?
Honestly, they on Snapchat, they have those filters that Portia was just talking about.
Actually, it's TikTok.
TikTok, excuse me, on TikTok. But on TikTok, they got those filters. And one of these filters was it turns it into like a red light silhouette. Like you got a light standing behind you and you like, somewhere in a doorway or something, and it's just you in dark. So then the girls did this challenge where it was like a silhouette challenge where they just kind of dancing normally, and then the light switch and it goes to red and they dancing all sexy with like maybe nothing on, only half clothed. Right. Well, some genius figured out how to remove the red filter so that you see their regular picture and see them half naked or naked, however they was doing it.
Some celebs that did it,
Yeah.
Not a regular people, but
yeah.
I don't use TikTok. I think I more so use Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I like Instagram more so because I like certain comedians that's on there, motivational speakers, fellow entrepreneurs. I think that you can kind of filter what comes up on your feed based on who you follow. So I know sometimes I may have to take a break from social media because it's got a lot going on. But then I learned that if I control it in a way and control what I see, I don't get so like, it doesn't become a toxic mirror. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. For Facebook, I think I took a really long break from Facebook, and I like Facebook because you can connect with people who you went to high school with, people who you grew up with. Like all you have to do is kind of type their name in. Like I recently,
it's more on a first name basis,
right? I
connected
with someone I grew up with, like when I used to live down Rich Island Projects in North Philly. Like I grew up with this person. We were together every single day, and I like found her. She has like kids and all of this other stuff. So I kind of use Facebook more so for like connecting with real people. Instagram more so for like like the comedy skits to laugh, but also there are really inspirational people in there. But again, I do feel like social media can be a toxic mirror for some people, depending on how you use it.
Yeah, very time consuming.
Where you go to, Terry?
I'm probably on a lot of the time, most of the time, Facebook. Then kind of like Janice said, Instagram, as well. If you're talking internet period, probably actually Yahoo search, Google search engine, a lot also. So looking up just any and all type of things. A lot of times I'm the person that can be looking up one thing and then it'll lead to clicking to something else, then clicking to something else. Then I'm on YouTube looking at stuff. So, but social media is definitely a big part of the day. Looking at stuff on Facebook. Facebook is a big tool for me as far as I do events and party promotions. So like when it comes to that, like I use Facebook heavily. So even more so than IG when it comes to promotion and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's how I actually found out like a lot of events out here is through Facebook. That's the kind of the connection to people back home and people here and everything. It just helps me keep everybody centered, which I think is why I spend so much time on it. But yeah, it is a very good, I think it is a good connection tool when it's used correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody understands that even though nobody said it, you still have the opportunity to head to our website and spend your time, www.solutionbasedcommunity.com. Thank you very much.
That part.
I'll be on that too.
You gonna be on that? We greatly appreciate it.
Nah, but for me personally, if it's social media, I usually have something on. The only one that I'm really not on or that I don't have access to is TikTok, because like, when it came down with the Chinese stuff and all that, I actually did the research and it was real. These dudes are actually like clocking your stuff. And with TikTok, they own they owned by the Japanese and
bring him up to the at least to the 80s.
Yeah, they TikTok is owned by the what was it, Chinese and
by the devil. You
by the
about to say some shit?
So
Come on, man.
They was doing some stuff over there, so I wasn't really comfortable with it. But everything else I'm on for specific reasons because Facebook, you know, that's my friends and family are there. You know, that's where I connect with my friends and family as well as my businesses. You know, so I started a lot of my businesses as online. So I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? All of these things. Right. I'm on consistently, but also I have all my news outlets that I look at as well because they get fed to my phone also. So, you know, like Washington Journal, BuzzFeed, you know what I mean, CNN, I get Fox News stuff too. You know, I get a lot of different things that come to my phone. So I look at all of it. I consume a lot just because for one, the medium that I'm in right now is necessary for that. Also, you know, that's the connection to where the world is at. So if I want to push something, you know, it's a lot easier to push it where the people are at, and the people are here. So I'm.
How about the newest on the market, Clubhouse?
Clubhouse, I'm just now getting into actually. I'm just now getting into Clubhouse. Yeah, Clubhouse is pretty cool. You know, but you know, Clubhouse is a throwback. It's an old school idea. It's the same thing as those party lines from back in the day.
Exactly.
You know, remember those party lines back then? You pick up the phone and dial your number and choose the joint, and then you just be on there talking with a bunch of people.
Right. I don't recall. I guess.
But the
I'm
thing
not
is,
a
though,
guy like that. I don't recall.
Yeah, he was more like a loner to himself, not a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But the difference is though, like with Clubhouse, you can like jump in and out of rooms, like you know what I'm saying, versus the party line, you'd be on that one line. Clubhouse, you can run from room to room to room, you know what I mean, and be all over the place. So it's definitely a cool
I was
but
introduced.
Clubhouse is exclusive because it excludes people, you know.
Why?
I don't know about the exclusive part.
You
but what I will
say, iPhone to get on Clubhouse, and not everybody wants or has an iPhone.
What I will say this, you probably gonna be surprised by this shit, Terry. First of all, let me tell you, Terry. Brown Girl put me on the Clubhouse. She invited me or some shit like that. Brown Girl put me on to Clubhouse, but I never used the shit. Terry hit me up, said, yo, you should join this conversation, blah, 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 whatever. And to this day, I ain't gonna lie to you, I really only kick it with Janice and Terry on that platform.
Right.
So anytime I spend on that platform, it's just hollering at them in their room. You know what I'm saying? Where we all just busting it up. And
right,
it's great.
8:30 on Clubhouse. Check us out.
There it is. There it is. That's it. That's the
let them know.
And it's a hell of a conversation. I just learned, and I learned that I was a real one. That I didn't learn that I was a real one on there. We'll get to that later. But what I will say, but I will answer the question as well. I spend most of my time, I think, on YouTube.
Definitely.
I love, like Jenny said, like watching inspirational shit too. And I like to see what the new waves is in business. I like business. I'm just a business guy. You know what I mean? I like social business though, not just business. Business I do with my heart. Like this platform. You know what I mean? This is business that we do from the heart. You know what I mean? So it ain't really work for me. You know what I mean? Nothing I do is work. You know what I mean? So I like to see what's new, what the people are doing, how we getting information out, how we helping communities and stuff like that. But then, like Terry said, you clicking on this, clicking on that, then such then stab this person, then you clicking on that. So, what? Oh, God, do they know he bleeding on the camera? You know what I mean? It just next thing you know, I'm all into shit, and then motherfucker, little such and such to shout out the whole block and blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, I really feel like jumping out the window.
It's hard to get right on and get off.
Yeah, but the thing is, Terry, I'd be embarrassed at some of the silly, frivolous bullshit that I look at on there, and I'm like,
go back every day.
You know what's embarrassing? When you wake up. You ever wake up, sit on the toilet, and then your legs is numb because you've been sitting there for like a whole hour scrolling?
Yeah,
like, I've done that on a Saturday morning. Like I look up, it's a whole hour, and then your whole leg is numb because you've been sitting on the toilet for about an hour scrolling, or YouTube or whatever you want.
Good times.
That leads
good times.
That's a great transition to the next question. Do you think as a community, now I'm not talking about, I mean, this, first of all, I don't have the power to be racist, so I'm not a racist. I'm not someone who is
I'm sorry
bigoted.
for black people, they just can't be racist. I'm gonna just put that out there. I
don't have the power to be racist.
You're right. You
I don't know. Yeah. And plus, and we don't. When we come together, you know what I'm saying. I say, we going this way. Then next thing you know, motherfuckers going down the block and shit like that. We don't have the control to be racist any goddamn way. Anyway,
right.
So check it. So check it out. I'm talking about our community. You know what I mean? The African American community. Now, all of the evidence, all of the facts that I just gave y'all, right? And I'm just telling you that there's people with power that want us behind.
Right.
Now, am I lying? All right. So the thing is now this internet thing and this surfing shit, it could be healthy. Don't get it fucked up. But do you think that we spend too much time with this shit?
If you look at the fact that you said 3.5 hours, I think it was, right? Something like that.
That's what Washington Post said.
Right. And I'm saying probably really more than that. I mean, obviously there's people who don't spend a lot of time, which bring that statistic down. But for people who are really spending time, I guarantee you it's probably somewhere around 5 hours. Now, when you break it down, that's almost, literally almost a quarter of the day. That's not even factoring in the time you sleep. So take away that 6 to 8 hours. So basically in a time frame of 18 hours, if I'm on social media, 5 of those 18 hours, that's a lot of time.
That's a whole lot of time, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think everybody probably could look at too much time is spent on social media, unless it's a situation where you're, on different things and it's a money-making situation. But
yeah, and that's what I was going to leave with. Like, people think that social media is such a bad thing, but people make money on social media.
They sure do.
Those videos that we watching and the views they get up, they're making money off it. They're not making money unless we click in. So for people who do spend most of their time on social media, they've been able to monetize it. So like a lot of people who do spend a lot of their time on social media promoting or doing what it is that they're doing, some of them are making money. So I think, what about those who spend a lot of time on social media because they're able to make money on it?
That's the
look how many people became famous off of Instagram. Instagram created a whole new lane for people to become famous now.
Sure did.
I got you.
A whole new business.
Yeah, but that's one. All right, listen. If you got, all right, if I have 1 million followers, right, or if I have 10 million followers, right, I'm one person, but them 10 million motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Them 10 million followers, you know what I'm saying? What are they doing?
Think about. Oh, go ahead, Portia. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna say that, like you were saying, like the majority of people aren't making money off social media. Like there are those that do. I have a friend who is like kind of killing the game. She's a stay-at-home mom, and her income now, she quit her job because she's making money off of being on Instagram and now switching over to Facebook too. Like, so she's doing that. And I have another friend, he makes a lot of money. He does Instagram, TikTok. He's verified all across the board. That's the outliers. The normal people, the everyday people like us, I honestly believe that we're spending too much time on social media. Social media has become an addiction for most people. Like, and that's how you can sit there and say, oh, an hour went by, I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm scrolling. You become addicted to these things, to the social media, to the whatever it is that you're reading, be it drama or be it informational. You have become addicted to being on that phone or that tablet and scrolling through social media and all these different news things. And that in itself is not healthy. Now, if you're doing it, yes, to make money or, to promote your business, whatever the case may be, that's one thing. But those people those people are making money off, like Kurt was saying, it's not healthy. It's not, we have become so used to it's done a thing to us, period, and to especially for our culture, that instantaneous gratification that we need, that we get off of social media, and that in itself messes up so much stuff outside of life. Because if you get off that social media, you get off that tablet, that phone, you'll see you're missing life. So you see so many people at concerts, and what do you see? Everybody with a phone in their hand. Are you actually watching the concert, enjoying it, or are you recording it for everybody else to enjoy it? Right?
Yeah.
You're missing
out
the
to dinner.
experience of being there face to
Yeah, factual
enjoying
shit.
the actual
let's-
whatever you're at, because everybody's on live recording and just be in the moment. And that's what I think social media has taken away from us.
So
We're
wait a minute. Janice got, and that's some good shit. Janice, go ahead.
No, I hear you, right, Portia? And I like to play devil's advocate because I completely agree with you. But I like to play devil's advocate because let's be honest, in this society that we live in, if you don't record it, it never happened, right? Like let's be honest. Unless you recorded it,
She justified
it
the
never
shit.
happened. I mean, that's just like the world that we live in. I'm not saying me, I'm a little bit older, but I'm just saying I'm growing up in it. My kids are about to be, 13. If they didn't record it, it never happened. They never went, they never experienced it. If they don't record it, it never happened. This is the world that we're living in.
But that's not what's going to last. That's going to keep them going in the memories. Like, okay, yeah, they got a recording of the memory, but do you actually remember seeing what you saw? Because you've seen it through a phone. So you might as well stay at home and saw it through the phone. Like, I take my kids out all the time and I'll get a picture here and there. But for the most part, I don't record my outings. I might take a couple of pictures and that's what I post for my outings. And that's all you're going to get are those little 5-6 pictures I took that whole weekend because I was enjoying. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't take that time to step out to do it and to enjoy. And that's what I was saying. You saying like that is that people like if you don't record it, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I can side with it a little bit.
That's that instant gratification thing though. And who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for you or are you doing it for everybody else?
Right.
It's a fine line between it because now, I mean, you do got a lot of kids that go live and they're not going live for themselves. They're going live for other people. So, all right. So, go ahead, King.
I disagree. I don't believe that we as a whole, just as a community.
Wait a minute, before you start talking, I just want to tell the listeners, I don't give a shit about what you're about to say, but go ahead.
I know, but you old, so okay, boomer.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't really think that it's like that. It's too much on the level of we are completely losing ourselves because us as a society are changing to a digital age. Yeah. This is what the society is turning into. Now, there are great things that have come from social media, and there are people who do not know how to balance their life with their entertainment. But if there was no social media, you would still have that issue. Okay, so you would still have, if you take away social media, just like we did back in the day, it wasn't like we were in some kind of like utopian society, and then all of a sudden social media came, and now we all the people sitting in the floaty chairs like on the Wall-E movie. That's not how it is. All right, we still had these same exact issues of people not being able to balance their life and their pleasure. All right, we still had these same issues.
I got you, King. And I'm gonna say you right. And that ain't what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's gonna be drugs out here. It's gonna be internet out here. It's gonna be food out here. It's gonna be women on the stroll, men on the stroll. It's gonna be a lot of shit out here for us to do and consume our lives with. I'm just asking about the motherfucking internet, not a cheesesteak. Actually, I would like a cheesesteak right now, but I'm talking about the internet. Just strictly the internet. What's enough time for an adult?
As much time as they want.
It depends on it depends. And I think the thing that we also are not talking about is what propels people to document their lives or what propels people to be on the internet. Because there are two different people. Like there's people who are the people who document, right? If they're not documenting for these to monetize, but they're just documenting every portion of their life. Like, why are they doing that? Is social media now another coping mechanism? Like, is it them seeking validation or they have low self-esteem? If they feel like this is them being able to project the life that they want people to see, right? Because in all actuality, your life is not what you want it to be, but you can make your life whatever you want it to be on social media.
Damn right.
You could be goals, you could be rich, you could be a bunch of girls, a bunch of guys. You could pretty much create a whole facade of who you are on social media. So it's like there are a bunch of different reasons why people are propelled to document their life and people seek to go to social media. Like some people go to social media, it's for motivation purposes. Like I am a person who's truly humble, right? I like to share my story with some people because I'm grateful for where God has brought me. And I don't want to get too religious, but only things I share is my accomplishments. If I'm at graduation and my kids are holding my degree, that is not for me to gloat. That is for me to like show you, listen, I had twin girls taking my kids to school with me and I graduated. But you got other people on social media showing the money, showing the this, showing the body, showing the that. And it's like, now people are like, I got to get that. If I'm not doing that and I'm not living, what am I doing? My life isn't this. So it's like, It depends. We got to kind of like talk about each different type of person. Like, is it the person that lies about their life? Is it the person that keeps it real? Is it the one that spends too much time on Instagram because they're lonely with them lives and it's like a coping mechanism and they can't really deal with it? They seek validation. So it's a lot of different sectors here. A lot.
I got you.
Right.
There's a lot of people that talk that shit too for the camera. Like you said that she said that what you say that the people who feel validated by the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people who are likable people, like they do that fake shit, right? That fake phony shit. They likable people for the camera. Like, so you'll have 1 million followers, but in the real world, like where you live at, like motherfuckers really don't fuck with you on that tip. You know what I mean? Yep. I found myself getting into that, not into that corny ass shit, but into a group where I was like, I was seeing how many motherfuckers like a picture I put up. I said, this is a whack ass shit. Herb, you ain't even built like this. This shit is corny. Why is you doing this? I'm clowning myself.
Have you ever got more than 10 likes on a pic?
Huh?
Have you ever got more than 10 likes on a pic?
I never gave 10 fucks about it, like too much.
So, or let me ask you a question. If you ever put a picture up, and have you ever put a picture up, nobody liked it within an hour, you took it down?
Nah, I ain't go that far.
I ain't even gonna admit
I never went that far. Now because
within an hour, if you didn't get any likes, you would take the picture down.
Nah, I can't do it like that.
What I said is it wasn't an hour, but after a couple, maybe almost a day, if I didn't really get like a couple of likes, I took it down. I have done that.
See, that's the validation. That's the thing. If you thought that picture was cute, when you took it, you was like, oh yeah, I'm posting this on the gram. But because nobody liked it, you took it down.
I've done it. I'll admit I have done it. I didn't do it. It's interesting.
You need to reevaluate you put it on for validation. You got no likes at that point.
Huh?
What are you talking about? Like now you want to switch? Now you want to switch shit to people who like shit?
No, I'm saying if you have no likes at that point, you need to reevaluate your friends list on Facebook.
Hey, yo, I lied to you not. There is a small percent, and truth be told, there's a small percentage of actual friends I have on Facebook. I'm gonna tell you, keep it real. My friends actually will call me. Like, it ain't no tag me. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Yo, when your birthday come up, like when my man's in them or my people's birthday come up, I'm not, if I do put the joint on there, that's after the fact that I done hit them up on a personal tip. Yo, happy birthday.
I ain't gonna lie, her, but my best friend ain't putting up a whole story on her page saying happy birthday to my girl. It's a problem. Like,
yo, this is major.
I'm serious because of course I'm gonna call you in real life, but you see what social media does.
It gotta be some other shit.
Like Portia, the reason why I asked you that question, love, is not to put you out there, but I've done that too. If I post a picture that I think was cute and nobody liked it, I'm like, was it not cute? I start to question it and then I take it down. But why do we do that?
And it's the thing is, I think it's a somewhat of a subconscious thing because you know that social media is that place that you go. So if people like your stuff, then it's like, okay, yeah, I was cute that day. But I've had a situation where I've posted something on my personal page and then I posted it in a group that I'm in. The group, they would not like, it wasn't a group that I got connected with because it wasn't really my people. So I'm like a new outsider in that group, right? And so I'll post it in there. I'll maybe get a couple of likes, but then I'll put it on my page and I got like 60, 70, 80 likes. And it's like, okay. And I wasn't posting either one for a validation, but it tells you sometimes you take and you read those likes and those comments as a way of validation. And that's why I say people got to be careful when they do use social media and how they use it, because when you get so attached to that, like I said, that becomes that an addiction. So you're not one that's normally maybe not that self-conscious, and you really may not like her. You don't care because those people aren't your real friends.
Well, now I don't. I told you, I came from. I found myself falling short
Yeah,
Like,
and you
then,
do,
but
but
I
I'm
caught
saying this,
myself.
but those who really don't care, most times, like you'll post and like, I don't care if somebody likes it or not, because my real people were this, that, and the other. But then when you find yourself really looking for that validation and like, oh, wait, right? That's that effect of social media and that addiction that we don't like to claim there's an addiction to it because it has adjusted. Yes, we, as King said, we become that, virtual, that, society. But at the same time, your validation of who you are has now not come from your accomplishments, right? But what people say that you accomplish and like that you accomplish.
And how was that?
And I told that King, remember validation? Yo, I spoke, not me. We all spoke about it on validation. But go ahead, King.
Here's the once again that I got to bring it back to is the social media effect is the speed and the size of people that you can reach quickly. All these things have happened and have been prevalent in society, and our friends. How many people right now can sit back and think, if I say, yo, who was the fake dude that you was growing up with? The dude that was always on some BS, that was always faking like something, that was wearing the fake gold chains, that was wearing the
Herb.
fake.
They're gonna say Herb.
Come on over, man. Yeah, you a good time. Come on over.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. Y'all both got them stinking ass beards too. Y'all got stinking ass beard. That's why you like it. Y'all both of your beards stink. You know what I mean? That's yeah.
Listen.
You gotta keep it washing condition, man.
Terry.
Now you going to defend his beard. And Janice, you got him defending his beard.
If you can't grow it, you don't know it. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Hey, listen. Hey, Janice, listen, I'm going to tell you a trick, right? You got them when they got to defend they shit. That's when you got them, all right? Go ahead.
Your defenses is all the way down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your defenses is all the way down.
I'm fine with it. I'm actually good with it. Truth be told, like I used to look for validation on that shit, man. And I found myself, and not to say that I don't ever go back into that, you know what I mean, that zone sometimes. Periodically I do. King, no, like certain things I won't post on there. Like certain things about my life I don't post on there. I like cigars, I like watches, I like nice stuff, you know what I mean, luxury things and stuff like that, right? I'm a collector. I'm not going to sit around and just post shit all on the internet, you know what I mean, so I could try to look like a fucking superstar. You understand? And certain things that I have only I would know about any fucking way. You know what I mean? A cigar, it just may look like a cigar, you know what I mean, to a regular motherfucker. You're like, oh, he just got a cigar. But I will go to a cigar like a group where they know, like, oh, that's where you get this from. Oh, okay, we got this and that, whatever happened. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't do shit for show no more. Like I can't do it.
So why? Okay, so if you feel like, are you, just to be clear, do you feel like, people that share are just doing it for show?
Nah, I'm not being judgmental with them. But what I'm saying to you is that I'm not doing that silly shit. That's like me going to McGuire right now. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, McGuire Gardens right now with 40 chains on and a fucking Audemars. You know what I'm saying? Well, that
like
shit
they used
corny.
to do back in the day, right?
Who?
People used to do that, but then they try to stunt.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, listen, and they come out ass naked. They go in there with, listen, you're gonna walk over, but you're limping back.
But that's the point that I was trying to make, is that this idea of people who misuse the attention that they need from other people is always been there. It's always been there. It's just exacerbated because
come on, stop.
Come on, man.
Stop.
Hold
on, Janine.
Herb don't know.
Hold on, Janine, because this guy is something different. See, I know, Janice, you're educated. You teach people these big ass, stupid ass words. But I don't want to hear this shit. I don't listen. I want to speak to me in a language that I can understand. You don't see me talking Chinese, do you? I'm not sitting here talking.
That's not as Mandarin. He's used some other words, Herb, and
I'm gonna need you to go on ahead. But listen, just because you went to school too, and all y'all need to stop this shit.
Exacerbate, to make a problem, bad situation, or negative feeling worse.
Can you just tell us?
I notice you keep saying you don't want to hear something. That's probably part of your problem now. You don't like hearing something. You need to listen more.
Right, he don't even think out here. Just keep cutting you off. Like,
just exacerbate. That's
his problem.
Made worse.
Go ahead
How's
with
that?
the stupid ass shit.
Go
ahead with that dumb shit.
How's that?
Man.
Is that better?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's made worse.
Okay.
Right.
Just say that next time. How about that? Say that shit.
Exacerbate is just much better. That's the same thing.
You can kiss my ass or bait. How about that?
I'm not doing anything bait with your ass. I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah.
You do a whole show with this guy, King?
Hey,
I mean, y'all too.
You know. Come on. Let's just come on. Bring your point, man. Bring your point.
But no, that it does. It's made worse by the amount of people that you can reach and the speed that you can reach it at. You know, and that attention is very, very addictive. You know, so you get once again back to the point that I was saying is people that can't maintain that balance of what it is they're trying to do versus what it is that they need to be doing. You know, so that's a real thing.
Like I said before, I think a lot of times people's intentions are just to kind of get on and see what's going on real quick and get off. But then you get, like I said, you get to clicking on something, or you go on a post, you see something on a post where there's a arguing going on a post. Next thing you know, you're reading comments. Then you caught up checking back to see what was said. So yeah, I don't think anybody intends to get on and stay on. But once you get on, you get caught up. It's easy to get caught up.
Absolutely. You know? And you have to be careful also of the information that you were taking in, because there's a lot, not just a lot of BS people out there, but just flat out BS.
Yes,
that's out there. And you have to be able to, once again, education is not something that you can complete. You have to continue to educate yourself on how it is you're taking this information in and how to decipher it from real, real information and fake information. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to know that.
There's definitely a lot of fake information.
Yo, can I tell you something real quick, King?
You want to tell us anyway? Go ahead.
Word is bought. Yeah, actually, you're right. You're right. Steak and beer, you're right. But look, check it out, King. Word is bought on some real shit, right? And Terry, I need you to hear this shit. Listen, one day I was working, right, and I'm minding my fucking business. I don't really, I'm minding my business. And this is when COVID-19 first came out. You know what I mean? COVID-19 first came out. Boy walks up to me and says, yo, I'm about to go holler at my man and shit. So all right. I'm just random shit, right? So I'm like, all right, well, have a good one, man. I'll see you later. So he like, nah, you don't understand. He said he know how, like, when you catch that COVID shit, he know how to get rid of it. And I'm like, okay. This motherfucker said, I don't know where you get this shit from. He said put a pot in the joint and mix some cinnamon and all this other shit and then breathe it in. And after he did the motion too with it. He said, you got to breathe it in. I said, look, dog, I got shit to do. Go ahead, breathe your shit. And I got shit to do. So, but I swear to God, this is a true story. So check it. I'm thinking about what you just said, King, about the factual information and then the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I asked last night, I was on a platform, King's Corner from Black Man Hill. I actually want to bring them on another episode too, man. These motherfuckers is legitimately saving lives. So I was actually on this platform, the King's Corner, and one of the people hit the little chat joint with a link, and I had to hit the guy up and say, yo, I need you to send these people to some reputable spots. You know what I'm saying? Or not, I didn't say that. I hit the random joint, the one where everybody can say. I said, hey, could you give us some reputable, spots to get information? Now I didn't say it from a standpoint to where, I said it because I knew this was needed information. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I knew it was needed information because I'd have felt short many a time, but now as a professional, I know where to surf. You know what I'm saying? I know how to surf. A lot of people don't know how to surf. This is where you get that shit with the breathing in the air and shit like that. And this is a professional that told me this dumbass shit. So I said, man, this it's real in the field. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that what you said just made me think of that.
There's a lot of fake news out there.
A whole lot of fake news.
And they get very good at dressing it up like it's real.
It's real.
You know, these people are very, very crafty with it. You know what I'm saying? Now I happen to have a background in production. You know what I mean? So I understand the tricks of the trade. I know how to put things together. I know how they do things where they throw up something truth and then they squeeze a lie into the middle of it and then they throw a truth behind it. And now you got a little sandwich that you're gonna eat that you think it tastes good, and now they didn't fooled you.
Real talk.
You know, now they didn't
Real
fool
talk.
you, but that's one of the things that we you know, as people who consume this much social media need to get better at. We need to
At
get
doing
better
your own research and knowing
Right.
which
and knowing what to
what-
research, knowing what is look like, you know,
exactly.
what empirical evidence, like, you know what I'm saying? You need to understand what these things are.
All people have to do now is go on certain people. Yo, you know, Jobs, Cherry now, like go on your Facebook page.
Oh, they've been
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
believe it.
Yep.
This is what I'm
They've
saying.
been
Like
doing
Jobs
Well,
will,
listen,
yeah.
that's not just jobs, but even with the younger crowd. I was just having this discussion with my nephew. As far as sports are concerned, they're saying coaches are on social media now, looking at athletes who they're recruiting, people who are referred to them. So coaches want to see what type of person you are behind the scenes. You know, just like interviews, anybody can dress themselves up to be whoever they want the interviewer to see when they come to the interview. But the coaches are now looking on social media. They want to see who's got the fingers up, who's doing all type of crazy stuff that they shouldn't be on social media before they even get to you and recruit you. So they're already coming up with a perception of who you are based off of what they see on social media and deciding if that's who I want to recruit. Do I want this kid on my team? And he's flashing all his friends with their fingers up, doing all type of fighting on the internet, different stuff like that, disrespecting people on the internet. Do I want this kid to be part of my program? Because now I'm looking at maybe this who he truly is on social media versus when I get him in the recruitment room, he's going to tell me everything I want to hear. He's going to present himself. So the kids are being told these days, watch what you put on social media because scouts are, and I know that for a fact because I know a friend of mine who's a coach, he had that discussion with me, not even just pictures or things like that. They're watching and reading posts that you're putting up. I had this kid who put up an emotional post over, it was a basketball game that I had recorded, and based on some things that were on the live that I did, the kid felt some type of way about some of the comments and remarks about people who were watching the game, and he made this kind of like emotional post about it. And basically the coach was telling me like college coaches wouldn't really take too kind to that because now they're trying to figure out what kind of young man are we dealing with. Is he going to be able to handle a hostile playing environment where fans are heckling him and talking trash at him, and then he goes and snaps off the deep end? Next thing you know, he's like Ron Artest in the stands fighting.
Right.
So if he's emotional off of things that people are saying on the live of him playing basketball, can he handle a big-time college program? Can he handle being in college away from mom and dad and dealing with other elements when you're on the road with fans, like I said, coming at your neck? Like, so social media is being watched by, I'm sure, bosses, people, with jobs, all type of things. And
you do have to be really, really careful sometimes, especially if depending on where we send our kids in what direction. I'm in education too, but more on the other side. But I worked with a program for 2 years, and we had a whole session that we would work on our kids with social media in regards to the do's and the don'ts and how to present yourself on social media. Like, it's okay to have fun, right? But you have to be really, really careful. But it's really interesting because we did this for our teams, right? And now I work with the older teams. So those are my freshmen and sophomores. Now I work with 17 to 21-year-olds. And I'm like, yeah, they need this too. Some adults need this information to be like, listen, you need to watch what you post and how you post. And if you're going to do this, you need to make sure all your stuff is not visible. You need to work on your settings and all that other stuff. But instead of doing all of that, because once it's on the internet, anybody can find it and get it. So it'll take somebody taking a scrannot. So it's more so about just being careful and aware of what you're posting and how you're presenting yourself. Like Janice said, you can present yourself to be whoever the heck you want to be on social media, and how people will view it is based off of what you put on there and who they view you. People prejudge, and not even now just for jobs and stuff, just people in general. People. How many people before you date somebody, if you meet somebody new, how many times you go and you try to look up their social media and see what the heck they posted and what kind of posts they put and different things like that, and how they present themselves. It reflects everything.
They talking about.
That's how much social media affects everybody's life now. It's like whatever you put will cost you something. It might cost you a relationship, might cost you a job, might cost you a big job, business opportunity. It will cost you if you don't use it correctly.
That shit that cost people lives.
Yep, I had a teacher this year who I manage. Because we're on the, the internet is during the pandemic, we're teaching virtually. She shut her Facebook down because the kids found her Facebook and they like pulled up pictures, and like they have like kids have like this underground school page where they find teachers' pictures and they put them under there. So she had like it wasn't inappropriate pictures, but it was pictures that I'm sure she didn't want floating around for her students to see. They were like pictures of her in high school, when she had glasses and braces, and she was like really, really embarrassed. And she just was, I had to like have this conversation with her, like, hey, you want to make your page private, like, you want to do this. And like, even you have to have these conversations with adults. We've had to like sit down with teachers to tell them you cannot follow students. Like, these are like things that you have to have, not even just conversations with kids but with students. It doesn't look good that you're following a student and then they're following you, past or present. It just doesn't. So like, you would just be surprised, like, of just, how social media does carry you, which is why, cousin, you always laugh at me, but when we together as a family and we like having fun and turn up, I'm like, no, don't put me on there. Like, I will say in a heartbeat, like, do not put me on there, please. I'm like, don't record me, because I just want to live in a moment and have fun, and you never know. A moment that could be fun and harmless could just be a snapshot of what you think. So people really just got to be careful with that post.
Yeah, I have my I remember that going the other way with I got a younger cousin who, she just got a doctorate, she's a principal, but years ago, like we talking like 8-9 years ago, what I mean, she had a possibly risky photo that she put up, and I got on her. I was like, yo, you got to take that down. Like, for real, like your track that you on right now, you don't need that to come up ever again. Like, get it out of there. And she kind of argued with me for a hot second, but then then 5 minutes later, she went and took it out. She's like, you know what, cuz, you're right. I didn't know where, like, I didn't know how fast she was going to get to wherever it was she going. But listen, right now, when they do all that stuff, she told me about the things that you had to go through in order to, like, you got to get vetted, basically.
Yes.
All that stuff get vetted. So she had to change everything. All that stuff would have came up, man.
I got something to tell you.
No, not you.
I screenshotted that shit and I just won my $20. That's all. That's all. I just won my $20.
Pay that man, please.
Yeah, just give me my $20. And her career is good. You know what I mean? You got 24 hours though. You know my Cash App. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, look.
He said, "Go to the Where's My Money app and
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Where my motherfucking money? That's right. Yo. So you ever put too much? You know what I mean? I feel you. You say your cousin, she's having fun. What I mean, such whatever. You know what I mean? She did the shit that I snapshot, but don't worry about it. You're gonna get my $20. It's all gonna go away. But look, have you ever? Is this question? I'm gonna start asking individuals. So Janice, have you ever put too much? I ain't talking about just pictures. I'm talking about like you push send, like when you type some shit in, and you know how y'all be snatching shit out the air, like girl, I call it snatching shit out the air. You know what I mean?
Stuff out the air.
Yeah, that's what I call it. But do you ever get in your phone and like put too much, Janice, on the internet, push send?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like most females, going through men problems.
Look, she's snatching shit right now.
You want to be subliminal, right? Like, you don't want to add him, but he follow you, so you'll put something up there like, I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need nobody. You might put a meme up there, something, let him know that he did you wrong. I done been there, and then I had to say, Janice, you grown. Like, just tell that man, text him, whatever. So then I'll take it off social media and I'll text him. But I do sometimes have that petty streak where I do want to put it online. So like he can feel how I'm feeling, and then like I'll take it off real quick. But I've never like left it up there because I don't want people. I'm a firm believer in like, I don't like to put my relationship problems on social media, because the minute you dog somebody out and then you go back, it's like, girl, you just say the dog, but then you posted a picture. So I don't do either. I'm not like super on social media with my significant other. We are a regular couple. I feel like regular couples don't have to post every 20 seconds to let everybody know that they're happy. You know what I mean? Because the minute you stop posting and people think like, oh, what's going on? I ain't post your relationship goal picture for the day. So I just try to be a regular couple off of social media. So I try to keep my problems off social media because people remember those. But I have definitely been petty and have left a couple of memes up there probably for about 15 minutes and then took it down. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got a 15 minutes. I snapshot them too. So you can get with King with my Cash App and all that. So check it. Hey, Terry, you ever put some corny shit besides your beard? You ever put any corny shit on it?
I mean, I think we've all put stuff that people might have felt was corny, whatever.
Okay.
Intentionally put my business out there and things like that. I try to keep low pro with that.
Okay.
But again, I think we've all had vulnerable moments, kind of like Janice said, where you just kind of feeling some type of way and you don't even think twice about putting something, and maybe you kind of recant it, take it down, or whatever the case may be. So, but some people intentionally, like, that's how they live their life. Like, they totally live their life on social media, where soon they get into it with somebody, soon somebody does something they don't like, they run right to Facebook. Like, to the point where you don't even have to know what's going on. Like, all you got to do is keep paying attention to their social media. You know that actually you can end up learning who they beefing with by reading through the comments and different things like that. So yeah, I think, a lot of people do that. But like I said, I tend not to put too much. Like I said, I might have.
Man, you ever did that shit?
No, yeah, what, put too much?
You
yeah,
ever
like
did that?
Like I said, we've all had that post before.
Man, I ain't how you know? How you know? Mind your business. You don't know.
Well, you don't even get likes on social media, so I know you don't post nothing.
Hey, man, listen, I tell you, I live in a different world right now. So, I didn't give a fuck about a like.
You might
no,
not.
I'm just asking you. No, real talk. Did you ever put some corny shit on a joint on like too much?
I'm sure I have. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure I have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think nobody's exempt from it, but
that's
again, that's not my MO.
You right when it comes to me though, huh? I said you right when you cut. I trust me. I done put a lot of fuck shit on there. For real, I done put a lot of I done put shit. I done put a lot of shit I'm embarrassed about on there.
Yeah.
Some
I'm
of the
not
shit,
surprised.
Some of the shit, you know how they be. It be like a year or 2 or 7 years, 8 years pass by.
It comes back in your memory.
Why I put this corny ass shit on there? I delete the shit.
How about to say, have you ever gone back and deleted it?
Yeah, all the time.
So
all
basically,
the time.
you deleted your whole Facebook.
Dang, not the whole Facebook.
Basically,
I'm gonna tear your ass up. Yo, you ever put some corny shit on there? What about the time when the boy was praying over in the other state? Did you put that shit on there? He was all right though. He was doing the Lord's work. But go ahead. You ever?
I have put some stuff on there. I think everybody else said, everybody's had that moment. I know I've gotten upset at work a couple of times, especially my last job, and I will go and I'll write a little post. Then I get a call or email from HR because my boss, it was a small company, right? So instead of my boss saying something to me directly, she go to my HR and have HR talk to me about what I post on my social media. So I got to the point where they all got deleted off my social media. They're friends now that I'm working no more. But because I would get annoyed sometimes and I'll be like, this job don't do so-and-so and so-and-so. And it would be, but the thing was, the whole point was everything I was saying was honest, right? And real, but they didn't want that image out there because people tied my name to my job, basically going back to what we were talking about before, Then obviously I would put some other stuff on there about family members that might have pissed me off or something like that. And then I'll get phone calls. Why you put so-and-so and so? But that, to me, I think that's the most corniest stuff I might have put on here, and it was basically putting too much information, too much business out there. I shouldn't have put all that out there. But like Jimmy said, when you get upset sometimes and you get in your feelings, you get to type in and then you hit, and I don't care. I'm not there. Somebody say something about it too, right? Like that's I just have that attitude. Like, this is my social media. I'm gonna post what I want to post. If you got a problem, you can delete or whatnot, right? But I also don't put a lot of personal stuff on there. I do subliminal sometimes too, but
the quotation shit stuff.
Yeah, sometimes. Personal stuff. But I've done it. We've all done it. I've put stuff about some dude that I might have went back and deleted it. Like, oh, they don't need to be in my business, stuff like that. But
I got you.
We've all done it.
Yeah, I told you I done did it 7 times. The corny ass shit, and trust and believe. Yeah, I done did it a lot of times. I'll be embarrassed. Hey King, you ever put some corny ass shit on there?
Nope.
You would.
I've never done that before. Ever. Everything that I've ever put up on there is always there. It's still there, and I've never erased it. I stand by my word.
Okay. I ain't gonna go say. I'm not searching your page.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. Of course we.
Yes, he has.
But
Nobody's exempt.
I'm playing. Of course.
But see, the thing I'll say about King real fast though, he put a lot of truth, and there are lessons and messages in a lot of what he posts. But sometimes it might be a little too much at the time, maybe depending on his tone that he puts it in. I
will say this, that I do not go back and just like delete things. If I said it, I meant it. You know, now I don't put out a lot of personal information. When this whole thing started with social media, I was there from the beginning of it. So I made, you know, before you got the posting and all that stuff, I was there with like Black Planet and MySpace and all that. So I understood how this stuff can be seen quickly. So when you got to like the size of Facebook or Twitter, things like that, I never really made those things. I was using that for business. So what was put out there was very carefully chosen. You know? And then I made choices between my personal pages and my business pages. So my personal pages are nothing but friends and family that I know, people that I have some kind of relationship with, you know, beyond this medium. Those other ones, I don't know who them people is, you know? And I don't just let anybody get, I don't just let anybody get access to me. If you got access to me, if you're one of my literal 534 friends, you are a person that I know.
King, I'm glad you said that, because we live in an era where like you're validated by the amount of people that are following you. And like, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I have a bunch of following requests. I don't know these people. And like, I'm also in education world. Some of these people, my students, like, I don't know who these people are. So I can't, if I wanted to have 1,000 followers, 1,500 too, I couldn't, because I don't know who these could be, the friends, the sisters, I don't know who they are. And like, it scares me, honestly, that people are okay with having like all of these followers watching you. Like, people,
I don't know these jokers.
People put their children on their page.
That's right.
And you have like 35,000 followers. Like, that doesn't bother you that there are like 35,000 people watching you post, you know, videos of your child walking, their first steps, them eating. Like, to me, I feel like that's more sacred. So if I got you go on my page, I got 300 followers. Yep. And I know every last one of them. I've had a conversation with them because I'm grown, and I just don't like thousands of people watching my page. I post my kids. Sometimes they do little TikTok videos. They growing up. They, you know, I don't know. I just don't want people to have access to me and my family like that. And I'm not pressured to have all these followers. That's just me.
And again, that goes in back to also what depends what you're on social media for how you're using social media. So somebody like myself, I do, again, event promotion. So when I have an event, like, granted, I have a lot of people who, you know, have added me as friends, who've been, you know, whether the connection from other events, other promoters, you know, so I'm looking for that following of people that I want to reach out to when I'm promoting an event. So like I said, it may have been somebody who's a friend of somebody else and heard, oh, that's the guy who throws the parties. Now they're sending me a friend request, and I don't necessarily know them, but at the same time, I'm looking at them as a business opportunity. Here's a person I can sell my event to. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you're going to meet a lot of strangers along the way. You're going to meet a lot of new people along the way. And, you know, you're going to want to branch out and, like I said, promote your event to a bunch of people, as many people as possible, you know. So in that avenue, the more people I have on my friends list, the more people I can reach out to.
But why not separate this two? Make a business and then make a personal.
Because now here's another key though. Here's another key. And a lot of people don't know this. And I plan on doing a kind of like a networking and marketing Zoom for people when it comes to businesses. But if you notice, business pages don't get as much traffic as personal pages. You know, you can, like, I know we all get those notifications, such and such invited you to like their page. But go look on those pages and look at some of their posts and different things. It's kind of like Herb's page. It's got 1 or 2 likes. That's about it. You know, you don't really see much outside of that. I can't get jiggy. I can't have no event on a page that's not really drawing traffic. So I've got to use the personal page, because I can create an event invite. I can post and tag people. You know, with me tagging people, their friends also see it once they're tagged and things. So it's a lot better networking tool and promotional tool than those business pages. Those business pages look good to have, but the reality is those same business pages people are getting, they're not getting a lot of traffic for them people. They're just kind of like there.
Because people go on social media to see people's business. They want to see you, not so much your business. They want to see you. So they're buying. If you're getting yourself, especially like on like Facebook and Instagram, they're buying you, not so much your business, right? They're buying your personality and stuff. So how they connect to you is what they see on your personal page. And so at that point, they're like, okay, that's a mom. She's a mom like me. Okay, let me see what she's selling. Okay, now I can listen to her. Oh, she said something. She's a comedian. Oh, that she's funny. Let me see what she's doing or he's doing. So people are buying who you are. So that's why a lot of people get a lot of personal requests on their personal page. And so that's why you'll have some people who will have their personal page. And like for me, I have a personal page, right? But I have people who I network with, because I have a lot of people back home and then I have a lot of people out here. And a lot of the people out here, a lot of them are for networking, and even a lot of people I connected to back home. If I don't have your number in this phone, for the most part, and you're on my Facebook, it's for a connection for some reason, because I'm one of those, what they consider one of those movers and shakers, right? For movers and shakers for what? That's a whole nother story, because I don't really have nothing right now going on. But I'm one of those, I connect with people, I network with people. I like to, I like to do that. And so like out here, I'm working on building a couple of businesses. And so these people I'm connecting with on my Facebook, I'm letting them in a little bit into my personal page and my personal space. But that's why I watch what I post on there. Yeah. But because I need them to buy me, because when I'm ready to start my businesses, they can be like, oh, this person is cool. She's golly, she's this, she's that, she's that, she's this. Okay, I can work with her. I can deal with her. Then I have another page where I can just be reckless. And that's where I go when I want to be reckless or I want to say something. I go there, I type my little reckless statement, and then I keep it moving, because those people that I'm trying to connect with and personal and stuff like that, they're not on that page. That page is just literally for me to just talk shit and just keep it moving, right? But I don't post like personal pictures and stuff like that. That's just my I'm gonna go talk shit page and keep it moving. But then I have my personal page where I might share a picture here and there of my kids or me and different things that I do, but it's for that networking piece, like Terry was saying. People want to buy who you are.
Well, Terry, maybe you need to teach me how to network. Social media scares me with like the request that I get. I just be like, I don't know who this person is, and you watching me. Like I don't know.
You can shut all that down.
Scary world out here.
Yeah, you page privacy. You just use your privacy. Yeah. And that's like me personally. My page is totally open, and it is a situation where I do have to watch what I post, and I do have to even like certain posts. I know a lot of people make posts and they set the privacy settings so that only their friends can see it. Right. But generally with the things I do, like I used to do a kind of something basically like a Facebook Live segment weekly, and it's like I can't make that just for, if I'm trying to really make it what it's meant out to be, I can't make it a private Facebook Live, because I'm asking people to share it to their friends, and the more people share it, the more it gets out there, so the more people know about it. So I used to get like a lot of viewers from that I didn't know, like when I used to do this, because friends sharing it and tagging people who are sharing it. So versus if it was just a certain privacy, then it would just be me and my network of friends. But if your goal is like, even as a business person, I see a lot of people that are selling items and making things, and then they'll make a post and the post is only shared to their friends. Like, well, I'm like, you're not even expanding yourself, because only your friends can see this. Like, you want to make this bigger than your friends and bigger than your close network. Like, you got to open your page up more, so
and
I think I am going to hold that class. I think a lot of people could honestly
connect to that.
I'll be there. I mean, I'll be there.
It's really a lot of little things people don't even realize that can better their businesses.
I lie to you, not like I'm actually done. Like, as far as it's only a few things I like to do now. You know what I mean? I like to do a lot of shit, but there's only a few ventures that I like to get into now. You know what I'm saying? And internet marketing may, a class or some know-how may do me some good, but Terry, man, this shit is draining for me. You know what I mean? It's draining for me. I did a lot of shit in my life. I did a lot of things. There was a lot of people who know. Well, King been around for a majority of the part. You know what I mean? I've flown and did Midwest tours and I've done a whole lot. You know what I mean? But right now, I realize that it's not fun no more. Like, that circle ain't fun no more. Entertainment is not entertaining to me anymore. Like that, you know what I'm saying? That the entertainment that I was involved in is not entertaining to me no more, because it's fictitious. You know what I'm saying? It used to be down home shit. So I tell you this, as a community, right? As our community, and like you were saying, well, no, like Yeah, like King was saying, the privacy settings and all of that stuff and security and all of that. I don't know nothing about that. So I'll stand to learn that from any of you guys. My thing is, right, a lot of us go on and I believe we tear our community down, you know what I mean, from an emotional standpoint. I seen a lot of fuck shit on this damn internet, man. Like a lot of clown shit. Like, all right, let's say for instance, I had a problem with Terry, right? Well, I do got a problem with your beard, but I'll talk to you about it later. But
now that's called hate. That ain't a problem. That's called hate.
I have an issue. I have a real issue. It actually stinks.
Wait, do you have issues with the beards because you can't grow one out?
Exactly.
I can actually grow. I can actually grow a beard, but I actually like hygiene. But look, check it out.
He just can't get no length.
I like to be hygienic. Check it, right?
Beards actually smell very good, Herb. If they got a good beard,
if they take care of it,
they know what they're doing. Yeah, exactly.
And then he keeps those juice. Oh, never mind.
Terry got chicken grease.
Oh boy,
and motherfucking, he got all type of juices in that and berries and shit. And what she say? She says some freaky shit, didn't she?
What are you talking about? I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, you said some freaky shit.
You so busy talking. Didn't I tell you listen more? You so busy talking.
I told you. She
get him.
She be surfing the dingling.com. But check it, right? Now we tear each other down on this thing, man. On this platform, not this platform, but on these platforms that we talking about, we do a lot of detrimental shit to each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm about uplifting the community. This platform is about uplifting the community. You know what I mean? And I would never, even though I got nothing but love for Terry. Terry has been nothing but a stand-up dude. You know what I mean? I love the brother. And if I did have an issue with him, it's gonna be, all right, one time, and I'm gonna tell you a true story. I'm gonna tell you some real shit, right? Boy, my wife put some shit on the internet, right? You know what I mean? And the boy inbox, one of my friends inbox, well, one of the guys I thought was, you know what I mean, was a friend of mine, inboxed my wife, right? He said, hey, you good, such and such. But he was doing it on some gossiping bitch shit, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the only words that came to my mind. I ain't gonna lie.
That's appropriate.
Yeah, there's some gossiping bitch shit. I call him. I said, hey, man, listen, man, we good. We good. Don't think for a second we not good. We are. We straight. But I have to let you know that he's totally out of pocket. Totally out of pocket. Not something I just don't stand for. And, you know, I don't expect this to, you know what I mean, to continue. You know what I mean? If it does, then I guess we really do have an issue. But, you know, we good. We straight. I just, you know, this is a no more. You know what I mean? Right. And that was that. You know what I mean? This silly motherfucker deletes me from the page, and then my man tells me he put some shit on it. I don't care nothing about that shit. Did I give him a call back? No, I didn't give him a call back. This is some fuck shit. It's some bitch shit. So I don't deal with shit like that. Right. My thing is that even if you do want to put me out there or make me look bad on the internet, I don't even want that for you, man. Like, real talk, I don't even want that for you. I'm in a class all by myself. Like, I'm telling you, I'm in a zone all by my fucking self. I don't post nothing. I don't do none of that silly ass shit. Like, you take your corny ass shit and do whatever you want. If that's gonna get you 4 or 5 more likes, then fuck it. Go ahead and put me out there, bro.
And you know,
that's truly corny.
If you have your circle, you know, the people that are in your circle, the way that it should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got all these crazy people that you trying to impress all day. You got your people that you bang with, that know you, those people that know you. If you have your stuff like that, there isn't a thing that anybody can say about you that anyone that you bang with is going to believe, because they know you.
I understand so that. This guy whatever, wasn't even like, this guy wasn't even that. He wasn't in that. He was.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them.
General.
Like, if they try to say something.
People who know me know how to get down. People who know me trust and believe. They know how I get down.
And they would trash it. They would trash him before you trash him.
They would know.
You know what I'm saying?
But motherfucker, listen, but people I deal with don't do that shit. They don't do that internet shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they don't do that internet shit. It's off camera action. Like, oh, not action. I don't bleep that. But look, it's off.
Is that off camera action?
No, it's off camera things. Things, conversation, you know, coffee and tea. Hey, cheers. But no,
incrimination.
Clean it up now.
No, it's off camera shit. So check it. Before we, I fucking hate this. But,
So see, when talking too much goes wrong. See, I told you to keep warning you about that.
You should have hid what I said in your beard, man, and then we'd have been cool.
Telling
you know what I mean?
At least my beard know when to be quiet.
You ain't lied. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied on that.
Action. You heard me.
Wow, and she telling like a mother. Didn't I tell you this whole episode? This is Stop Snitching episode. This is Stop Snitching episode. You snitching on this shit,
and you have not managed to stop doing it.
So check it, right? Check it. Now we do too much. I think, you know what I mean? You tell me. I think we do too much, man. In our community, I think our community stands to suffer a lot more if we continue the fuck shit that we do on the internet.
I tell you.
I'm
sorry. Yeah, like people get real bold on the internet, right? If we're going to go that direction in the conversation, people get real bold. They get internet gangsters, right? They real bold on what they say and how they say it to other people, right? But knowing good and well in person, they ain't gonna say it and they ain't gonna talk that same stuff, and they can't back up what they saying on the internet. But because they're behind the screen, because there's no camera there, even sometimes there are cameras, but because you're not face to face and they can't get punched in their mouth, they're saying whatever it is that they want to say or they feel they can say, right? Then at that point,
they feel emboldened.
Like it is really bad and it's really dangerous.
But a conversation could really, like, seriously, like, really nip that shit in the butt. I think if you seeing it on that, just the thought of somebody else seeing that shit, you probably feel like you need to one up that. But like King said, anybody that knows me, like, if somebody, you can literally post something on my page that's disrespectful, and motherfuckers is like, you know what I mean? Like, my people is just like, yo.
Yeah, and that's some people, but then when you get those two hard-headed, stubborn people who going back and forth, right? And they're worried about what everybody else is thinking, or, if they're gonna believe it, then it escalates, right? It can escalate. And so, like you said, that's why I say internet takes like a level of personalization out of it, because everybody's on there. So there's no level of that one-on-one personalization anymore, right? So it causes a lot more friction on the internet. And then sometimes people are typing things, and without those the annotations, right, and your voice tones and all of that, you don't know how somebody actually mean it, or what they, especially if they don't use punctuation marks and stuff like that. And the person who's reading it, 9 times out of 10, is applying their own personal feelings to what they are reading. And that causes a whole lot of drama and more issues than what was actually meant by what was said.
Real talk.
Because somebody was just typing away and not really paying attention to how they worded it. As we've always been told growing up, it's not always what you say, but it's how you say it. And you say it the wrong way, you can get punched in your mouth.
But that is why I don't allow people, and I don't mean to cut you off, that's why I don't want people to have access to me. I feel like on social media, you should be able to filter who you want to have access to you. But the problem is, people who would never have access to you in real life can have access to you on social media. And that's why I'm just like, if I could filter some of that hate in those comments and kind of filter that out, I'll do that. Cause like, that's what kind of triggers people's self-esteem as well. Like, people will say the meanest things. I'm talking about you, your mom, your kid, your dead dog. Like, they will just to see how it can trigger you and how you would react. And the way people's mental health is set up, especially with like the social climate and us being in a pandemic, I would just rather filter it out, because I'm not set up for that. Like, I want to fight. And like, You behind the screen and you like, yeah, and I'll do this and I'll do that. And I'm like, come on, pull up, please drop your address. It's mine. You know, and I know I can't do that because this person don't even live in the countries half the time. It's a little kid that's 9 years old that hiding behind a fake page, but they're saying the most cruel and hateful things and they know how to do it. Any mom that say anything about their kid, say anything about somebody's dead mother, dead father, you going off. They know exactly what they can do to trigger you. And I can't, the way I'm set up, I'm grown and I'm elevating, but it's like, it's only but so much a person can take. And I think that's why a lot of these celebrities, people call it clap back, but a lot of these celebrities be going through emotional breakdowns because like you said, their page is open, they have millions of followers, and that gives people the license to like really tear people down. Like I'm talking about, they DM them, they have death threats, they find out where they live at, all types of stuff. It's crazy what it could be. So I try to filter who has access with me in my life. And like I said, Terry, no disrespect, I probably will take your course, but I got to get over my anxiety when it comes to social media. That's all.
And then you can always, like you said, you can use another page and just kind of filter it out that way. You have your personal page where you put your personal stuff to share, right? And then you have your other page that you just share very general stuff, affirmations, whatever you want. And then no matter what nobody say, that's your open page to do that.
Those are the things that that actually brings us to this, the last and final question, right? All right. So first of all, let me explain this shit. This is a community thing. It's not about myself. It's not about King. It's about us. You know what I'm saying? It's about us sharing information amongst each other and ultimately sharing information on this platform so that it may have the possibility of inspiring somebody else to change or to switch their style up to meet their goals. You know what I'm saying? So check it. This last and final question I would like to ask. Well, actually, it's the last to the last, the second to the last fucking question, right? Do we have suggestions? You know what I mean? Because I know I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to really limit my time I spend on this corny ass internet. You know what I mean? And maybe, some people want to say, all right, they want to promote or whatever, but they don't want to go ahead and have access, like Janice said, have people have access to them, but they would like to throw it out there, promote, whatever have you. All right, so what do we suggest to our community to limit the time we spend on the internet? You know what I mean? And not just limit the time we spend on the internet, but hey, man, make sure it's a pleasurable experience. Make sure your anxiety level is straight. You know what I mean? Your blood pressure is right. All that other shit, it ain't raising your blood pressure, dropping it, making you pass the fuck out. You know what I mean? Or getting you upset because who the fuck they think they are talking about this, talking about that. You know what I mean? What suggestions do we have as human beings to the community? You know what I mean? That would limit those things or make our lives a little bit more favorable. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this bullshit ass internet. Janice.
I'm speaking for all my people out there who have anxiety about social media. I think that you should filter what you see and what you feed your mind, especially in the times that we live in with all of these videos of our Black and brown babies dying in these streets. I feel like videos are so accessible and like by us watching it, I just think that like you are able to sometimes put it down. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring it, but I think like you have to be your best self. I think that like for people who, for me, I'm open to it because I am an inspiring entrepreneur. But I don't feel people should be pressured to like get as many likes or followers or seek validation from the internet. And it's so easy to get sucked in. And I know some people don't want to admit, but sometimes we do seek that validation. I do think that like seeking acceptance and validation kind of starts with you. And just figuring out like, why are you always going to the internet? How could you else be spending your time? And also just thinking about, what could you be doing elsewhere? Like I never forget, and just going to a dinner table. You ever be out with people at dinner? Everyone's on their phone, and 9 times out of 10 they're on social media. When was the last time you and your kids sat down at the dinner table? Or is everybody on social media at different parts of the room? Somebody's in the kitchen, somebody's in the living room, somebody's here eating. It's like at points in time, it's like it's okay to sometimes put their social media down and have real interactions. And I think that's kind of what we're missing, is just the social aspect. And I know the it's crazy because it's social media, but it's like, are we really social?
More that's
like,
anti-social.
Are we really? So like, I say that to say, like, you know, if it's for you, you know, building your business, I think it's fine. But if it's not making you money and you find yourself like life passing you by and you look up and the whole day is gone and you've been on social media, then I think you kind of like need to figure out what it is else that you could do. Like, how can you spend time with the people that you love? How can you find ways to make money on social media? If that's where you spend most of your time, find a way to make money doing it or inspiring somebody else. So that's all I gotta say.
Cool. Terry, what you got?
For me, I think mainly, if you, sorry, I lost my. If you take an honest look at, you know, how the social media is being used, take a look at the benefits that it has for you. But I think if people actually looked at, and I know there's a setting on your phone where you can actually look at how much screen time you've actually been on different, you know, Facebook and Instagram. I think we would honestly be amazed at that time. You know, every now and then I've been like doing something else on my phone and I'll go into the settings and look at that and I'll be like, dang, for real? Like I really was doing that.
That shit is embarrassing.
Yeah. So it's like, wow. So I think, you know, if you use that as a tool, maybe to take a look at, you know, that. But like Janice kind of said, you know, when you see that, you know, you've been on social media, you know, whether it be Clubhouse, Instagram, and Facebook and things like that this long, then maybe focus on, you know, how can I cut down this time? Where can I direct some of this time at another area in my life, or to focus on at least monetizing or doing something else that's going to bring in some type of money, you know, cutting some of those hours and, you know, pulling from here and using it to be more productive in some other way. So, but like I said, if you're in a situation where you have a business, you do stuff that's going to, like I said, you know, you're promoting and different stuff like that. So it technically is helping draw business for you. Then it is kind of mandatory. You know, it's hard to not have a business. It's hard to have a business, but yet not spend time on social media. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, because I hear people who have businesses and be like, oh, I don't fool with that social media stuff. And I'm like, well, what do you do? Word of mouth? That's a big advertising tool. You know what I mean? So I think to an extent it is mandatory if you're utilizing it to its max. So.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Portia, what's up? Give us some suggestions.
I think I would just say, remember what you're using it for. Okay, what is your reason for being on social media? Like they said, if it's for your business, boom, do what you got to do, promote, network, do it. If it's just for personal, for entertainment, if it's personal and you're going on there for entertainment, don't remember it is entertainment, right? A lot of the stuff that you see, just remember to take it just as that, as entertainment. Or if you're going on there for some kind of validation, you don't need it. You don't need validation from there. You're not going to find the kind of validation you're looking for doing healthy in healthy ways, right? So find another way to get your validation, to get the work on you and your self-esteem and everything. You know, if you're on there just for the drama, because you like drama and that's your way of getting it, then that's your platform. You know, there's no other place, but it's not healthy. You know, I think managing, like Terry said, managing your time on there and realizing how much time you actually spend. Sometimes it is good to just disconnect. And I'm not meaning just disconnect for an hour or two. I mean like disconnect for a week at a time. You know, sometimes just to step away and realize what you can actually get accomplished in that same amount of time that you were on social media. Make it so it's no longer such a habit of just going on there and something you do once in a while for entertainment or connection and stuff like that. Have a purpose for actually using it and use it for that purpose that you're using it for.
Okay.
So
thank you. King, what you got?
The question is based
suggestions. Just any suggestions for people who want to cut it down,
if you want to cut it down, then you got to take a look at yourself. You got to make sure that you know what it is that you're cutting down for. If you are overusing your time on social media, if you're out of balance, okay, then the things that you need to do is to first and foremost be honest with yourself about what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, and then you can address how you need to do it properly. All right, if you're on there and you know that you have a problem because you just don't got anything else to do and you just spending all your time on there and not getting anything else done, you might need to, like Portia said, like, you know, like everybody else say, cut it down, shut it down, turn it off. But you have to be honest with yourself about what it is that you have going on. You know what I'm saying? If you're on there for business, then that's one thing. But if you are out of balance with your life obligations, you need to be honest about that and have the fortitude to stand up and say, I got to put this down. You know what I'm saying? So the best suggestion that I can give is to really self-evaluate what it is that you're doing.
Okay. All right. Good shit. That's real good shit. All right. So I had a great time. I'm gonna tell you straight out. I had a ball. I never ever allow. Well, we never allowed people to leave this platform. You know what I'm saying? Without giving, in a few words, you know what I mean, their experience. Tell us what your experience was on this platform. Do you think it's cool for the community? Do you think it need a little, like this potato salad is missing something? You know how that shit is. You know what I mean? You one of those things. So what I'm gonna ask Terry and Janice first. You know what I mean? Because they're new to the platform. They're not new in my life. I mean, I've been fucking with them for a little bit. You know what I mean? But they're new to the platform. So what? Tell us a little bit about your experience, Terry, on this platform, and just tell us how you feel about this platform. Is it necessary, or is something missing in this potato salad?
I think this potato salad is well seasoned. I think that it's no raisins in it, anything like that. I think enough mayonnaise in there. Grandma then cut up them potatoes, boiled them just right.
Yes,
so I think it's seasoned. I didn't
no
come
raisins.
and the raisins is a no. It's seasoned. I think that you guys have a great balance, Herb. I think that you're very funny. You bring that funniness to it. King, very intelligent. Herb, not saying you're not intelligent, but you guys are kind of like, you guys balance each other out. Porsche, I enjoyed you, love. I don't know if you come every week, but I think all of you guys kind of balance each other out. I enjoy myself. I hope I'm welcome back. I'm here anytime y'all need me, but I truly
absolutely.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Janice. The thing is that once you come, you step like you're part of the community. That's it. That's it. So you are going to be a reoccurring face because we will stalk you. You know what I mean? Be in your inbox and shit like that. But and Portia knows. Look at Portia. Look, see, she knows. But I don't. Well, myself and King, we don't invite anyone to this platform that we don't legitimately love. And wait a minute, let me ask him. And that we don't know that legitimately loves the community. You got where I'm coming from? So you stuck. All right. So Terry, what you got, bro?
I think it was definitely a dope chemistry. This is actually my second time being on a podcast. The first time I did it was a little bit more seriousness. The podcast was based around a rally that was going to happen in my hometown that I had played part to put together. So I got to talk about that, and right around the time when George Floyd was murdered. So that was my first time. But this here was definitely a different experience than that, a different environment. Like Janice said, the chemistry between everyone from the three of you. I'm glad we were able to bring and add something to it. One thing they say about, like she talked about the potato salad, I think it just has a little bit too much herb and spices. Take away some of the herb and the spices, and then it's perfect. It's right there. A little less herb. No, I'm just joking.
No, that's real shit. Because King would say the same shit. King would say the same shit, but that's because of the beards. Y'all got like-minded beards.
I fix it all in the mix down, brother.
Whatever, man.
No, but on a real serious note, like I definitely enjoyed myself, and you always know that something's good when the time gets away from you, and you're just enjoying conversating. And that's kind of how it was for me tonight. So I definitely appreciate you, and I look forward to being back as well.
Most definitely. Portia, what we got?
All right. Janice, I'm not a weekly occurrence. They call me like last minute when they need somebody to fill in.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
So they're using you basically. Huh?
I told you
Yeah,
the
they
last
use
year
me
we
to
was gonna
fill
have
in.
you on one of these shows.
Oh, man. This is
That I-
bullshit.
No,
Told you
but
which
of
one it
course
was
I
today.
love I love coming on. You know, my girls be like, you got another podcast? Oh, because it always happens while they're up. So this is it just happens. But no, it's as I've told y'all before, I love coming on. I love the discussions, the conversation, the back and forth. I feel like everybody has something different to bring. You know, y'all always choose a good variety of mix of people with different viewpoints coming from different backgrounds, and just kind of that can all just kind of come together. And, you know, the vibe is always good. You know, I haven't been on one podcast or seen one podcast yet that I've done that the vibe hasn't been there. And like Herb said, it's probably because of the people that they choose, the people that they know, but also have a heart for the community, you know. And so when you have a heart for our community, when we all come together, it's just all love because we're all coming from that same place in that regards. So again, another great episode. I enjoyed being on it. Thank you for bringing me back for season 2.
Thank you.
And anytime y'all need me, you know, I'm just a phone call or a text message away. So and it was very good,
a feeling away, right?
Huh?
You just
Yeah,
one feeling away, right?
Because I seem to get messages like day of, hey,
come
you
on.
busy tonight?
Bullshit. See, that's bullshit.
Oh,
King, what you got?
See, now I wasn't even gonna put you out there, but I so wasn't.
Mute her ass, King. Mute her ass.
I a couple hours ago. You available tonight?
Yo, King, what you got? She sound like a side joint, like you.
That's how y'all making me feel. That's how y'all made me feel tonight. I'm just saying.
She sound like a side joint. You available tonight? I'm saying, let me do my hair.
The episode was called "Stop Snitching."
Yeah. Let me. She broke her ass on, though.
I told you, but see, that's the thing. Y'all know I'm always a call away. I will always show up for y'all. You know, and that's just real talk, real love right there. I will always show up for y'all.
We love you. We love you. King, what you got, man?
Listen, man, this was another great episode. You know, I think that it was necessary. You know, because social media is often the boogeyman. You know, there are a lot of people that
real shit.
Forget that, you know, it's something that you can control. You know, it's a car, it's a vehicle. You get in it, you learn to drive it. You know, there's a process to learn how to drive this thing. You know, you can turn it off, you can turn it on, you can hit the gas, hit the brakes, do whatever you need to do, you know. But you got to put in the time to learn it, just like anything else that you're going to use. I appreciate everybody that jumped on here because everybody came with something that was important and imperative for our people to hear, you know. And I am just proud of this platform and the fact that we have people in our community like this that care about people in this community like this. So thank you guys.
Yo, another fucking hit, King. Another fucking hit. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's another fucking hit.
I thought you were about to say you speechless.
Nah, I was just gonna ask you.
He said that one time and talked for 5 minutes after.
Yeah,
I got a story I want to tell y'all real quick. This
Go ahead.
No, I'm imitating you. That's how you feel. You like,
yeah. Well, yeah. You know, I always got a quick story.
Yes,
But no, real shit. Like I always say, man, when people say, yo, you know, they suffering or whatever, or they going through something, I want you to pray for me. And I say, yo, I pray on my feet, meaning that you call me, I'm coming. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. And my prayer for this community and my prayer for myself, I gotta stand up. I gotta stand up and make myself available, not just for me, but make myself available to the community. And by this platform being put together like this, and us coming together, you know what I'm saying? And putting our boots to the ground and actually giving this information and taking the information. Hey, listen, every episode I leave this platform a better human being in hopes that the community would adopt some of this good. You understand what I'm saying to you? So from the bottom of my heart, man, I want to say, folks, man, I thank everybody for coming. I thank everybody for being here. This is definitely not going to be your last invite to this platform. Ask Portia, you know what I mean? Real talk, another hit, not only for us, but for this community, all right? It's about this community, and we're going to stay the fuck off the internet with the fuck shit, all right? And with that, I'm going to say peace.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Thank you again, family, for tuning in to the Solution Based Community Podcast. Before you go, throw us a like and subscribe and share this episode everywhere you can. And don't forget, you can catch every episode of The Get Together right on our website, www.solutionbasedcommunity.com. Now let me go wake Herb up from his nap and collect my $20.